Hi, my dear friends. How are you? In the last class, we understood, my dear, by discussing elaboratively the concept of educational sector, where we understand education sector, where preschool, higher secondary school up to 12th standard, followed by recognized degree providing institution, which includes IIMs and vocational training institutions, which will qualify from exemption from the payment of the GST, provided if they provide these services to their students, to their faculty, to their staff, only qualify from exemption. If they provide this service to outsiders, also be exempted. Only one, entrance examination fees exempted. Further, we referred, if you people provide these services to them, then in that case, preschool or higher secondary school, if so, the following only are exempted. 1. Transportation of students, staff, faculty of preschool or higher secondary school only exempted, but not the tour and travel services, my dear sir. Further, if you provide the catering services to preschool, to higher secondary school, which includes midday meals sponsored by the government of India or the state government, as the case may be, also be exempted. 3. If you provide security services, cleaning services, or the housekeeping services in such educational institution, means in the premises of preschool, in the premises of higher secondary school, only qualify from exemption. And also we refer, my dear, by referring elaborate in the last class, if you provide these services in relation to the following, namely admission to such institution or examinations conducted by such institution, for which if you provide these services, admission to or examinations conducted by such institution. In that case, if you provide these services to preschool, higher secondary school, or recognized degree providing institutions, or vocational training institution, qualify from exemption. And also we refer in the last class, if you provide these services, online journals, subscription services, which includes periodicals, only to recognized degree institution, qualify from exemption. Thereafter, we too referred circulars of the CBIC in this regard. If there is Director General Shipping Maritime training course offered by the institution, then qualify from exemption. Further, we referred IITs, industrial training institutions, private IITs offered designated trade courses which has been approved by NCVT, SCVT or the Model Employable Skill institutions, which has been recognized under the designated trade trainings, which has been approved by the Apprenticeship Council, qualify from exemption. If it is a private IITs, if it is a government IITs, which is recognized degree providing, therefore absolutely qualify from exemption. Like that, we refer the exemptions. Apart from that, remaining will be taxed in the hands of supplier. Like that, we discussed in the last class, my dear sir. Educational services. Now I am presenting for a kind consideration, my dear sir, a new topic called as health services, health sector. Taxation, if it is not specifically qualified from exemption. In this regard, I am bringing into a notice with exemptions relating to health sector, which are as follows one by one, my dear. Now look on the screen, my dear. Cord blood bank services exempted from the payment of GST. What do you mean by cord blood bank? Cord blood bank means preserving the stem cells of the blood taken from the mother when the mother blessing with the baby coming out mother's womb with the attached nerve, main nerve, detaching by scissoring, and from that mother nerve extracting the requisite quantum of the blood and that blood is preserving in a cold storage by a cord blood bank to preserve stem cells, resulting that tomorrow, day after tomorrow, maybe down the line over a period of time, if the mother needs, or baby needs, or anyone needs such a blood to meet more than 90%, more than 90 types of diseases, that particular cord blood is going to be helpful as a medicine to safeguard the life of the mother or the baby over a period of time. Nowadays, this is a regular practice of the individuals who are taking this as like insurance, cord blood bank, preserving the stem cells, and paying regularly, periodically, payment to the cord blood bank. Such preservation of stem cells by the cord blood bank, by charging the charges free from GST. Got the clarity, my dear sir? Look on the screen, my dear sir. Furthermore, exemptions relating to health sector as follows. Services supplied in relation to public convenience such as facilities of bathroom, washroom, lavatories, urinal or toilets, services are exempted. My dear sir, if you refer especially Mumbai city, Maharashtra, each 2 kilometers distance, one restroom neatly maintaining for the public convenience purpose. How much is useful for those who really need of such services? So, if I maintained such a lavatories by charging small nominal charges, where my services in relation to public convenience, which is also be one way or the other, is healthcare services only, my dear. Neatly maintaining lavatories, urinal or bathrooms, washrooms. Therefore, exempted services if I provide such public convenience services. No GST on such supply of services. Got the clarity, my dear sir? Furthermore, exemptions. Look on the screen. Sir, healthcare sector services are exempted if it is provided in recognized system of medicine in India. Are exempted. All recognized system of medicine, supply of services exempted. Now the question arises in front of us, which one is recognized system of medicine in India? Now I am bringing to notice, my dear sir, recognized system of medicine or not, you tell me in the given case by referring following type of services. 1. Pranic healing services. 2. Color therapy services. Followed by Reiki treatment, acupuncture services, acupressure services, allopathy services, homeopathy services, Siddha medicine, or otherwise the Unani services. Are they a recognized system of medicine or not? Let us understand by referring here one by one whether it is a recognized system of medicine or not. I am presenting here first and foremost, recognized system of medicine in India means only the following. Look here. 1. Allopathy, your English medicine, my dear sir. Yoga, naturopathy, Ayurveda, homeopathy, Siddha, Unani, or any other recognized system of medicine by the medical establishment under the Medical Establishment Act by the Government of India will be the recognized system of medicine. Here, clarification given by CBIC. What about the scan centers, testing units, identifying the symptoms of diseases by testing in laboratories. Such testing scan centers also become under the category of healthcare services qualify from exemption. Got the clarity, my dear sir? So, what are the regular system of medicine? One, allopathy, your English medicine, yoga, naturopathy, Ayurveda, homeopathy, Siddha, Unani, or any other regular system of medicine. Tomorrow the government of India may recommend and incorporated under the Medical Establishment Act. Accordingly, that may be going to be considered as a regular system of medicine in India, which further clarified all types of diagnostic centers, which include scan centers, identifying the symptoms of the diseases by collecting the human being samples, testing, qualify from exemption. Apart from this, any other medicine may be recognized outside India. Since not recognized in India, will attract GST. In this process, I am bringing to a notice, my dear sir. Sir, what about pranic healing? Pranic healing, you know what do you mean by pranic healing? I will put in a simplified manner. As a layman example, pranic healing, everyone will understand in the following manner. Sir, one fine day, my childhood friend approached me and wishing me, hey, how are you? I replied by saying him, no much enthusiasm. And he asked me, hey, where are you working? I replied, I am working in a small organization, Infosys company. And he asked, what is your designation? I replied, my designation only is CEO, Chief Executive Officer only. That fellow shaking outside. He has so much of merits, but the expression lacking interest and enthusiasm. Confidence, no confidence. If such a person undergoes training of pranic healing, or he undergoes the treatment of pranic healing, then what type of his approach? Look here. When he met his childhood friend, he asked, hey, how are you? I replied, I am fine, extremely good. What about you? He asked me, where you are working? You know, I am working in a multinational company, Infosys. He asked me, what is your designation? I replied by saying that, you know, my designation is such that without my presence, the shutters of the organization are not going to open. I am a peon of the organization holding the keys of the Infosys company in my hands. See, the way of vibration, the way of enthusiasm, the way of expression. If the person undergoes treatment of pranic healing, such a type of expression will come forward. Is called as pranic healing treatment, which is providing on bioplasmic without touching the subject. But it may be good enough outside India. Maybe in India, multinational hospitals may be practicing pranic healing, but since specifically not recognized in the medical establishment of India, therefore, we are charging the GST for supply of such pranic healing services, which is taxable supply. Got the clarity, my dear sir? As simple as this about pranic healing means. Further, look here, acupressure treatment. Acupressure, by pressing of a requisite places wherever the pain is there and eradicating the pain and all, such a type of treatment is called what? Acupressure treatment. Is the regular system of medicine in the Medical Establishment Act? No. Therefore, such a acupressure treatment is taxable supply. By doing such acupressure services, stomach pain, doctor is providing clockwise, anti-clockwise, regularly, periodically pressure on particular belly to eradicate the stomach pain. Eradicating the stomach pain, and in such cases, such services called as acupressure services. Unfortunate, under the Indian Medical Establishment Act, this acupressure specifically not recognized system of medicine, resulting that acupressure treatment well taxable under GST in India. Further referring exemptions if applicable or not. Let us check it out here. Acupuncture treatment. Acupuncture treatment. You are aware of that? Take the needle and punch the skin. Acupuncture treatment. Is it a recognized system of medicine? What do you mean this? Let us see first. Then we can refer, is it taxable or not? Such a treatment, acupuncture treatment, not recognized system of medicine in India, resulting that well attract GST. It may be recognized system of medicine, other countries, we are least bothered about that. Our government of India, is it recognized system of medicine by the government of India under the Clinical Establishment Act are not important. Here, it is not specifically mentioned as exempted supply. Therefore, attract GST. Acupuncture treatment will attract the GST in India, which is not a recognized system of medicine in India. Got the clarity, my dear sir? Recce treatment. Is it taxable supply of services or exempt supply of services under the health sector? Recce treatment means what? I will explain the meaning of recce treatment in a simplified by understandable manner. My dear sir, you know, my son, so naughty, I used to shout him, don't ride cycle so fast manner. He won't listen me. One fine day what happened, inside our compound, when he riding the cycle very fast, he fell down. Small injury on knees. He's crying. I saw him. I did not react at all because you were not listening my words. His mother rushed into his place and hugged him and kissing him, saying that don't cry, nothing is there, nothing is there. Within a fraction of seconds, he started to laugh and searching where is his cycle. The mother given a treatment to her son. Such a treatment, concept behind recce treatment. But unfortunate, my dear, which is also be not a recognized system of medicine in India, resulting that will attract GST, taxable supply it is. Got the clarity, my dear? Furthermore, exemptions, whether applicable or not, let us see. Look here, color therapy. Throwing a different colors on a different places of the body and eradicating the diseases. Such a color therapy also be not recognized system of medicine in India, resulting that we are taxing if you provide these services in the nature of color therapy, attract the GST. Got the clarity, my dear sir? Now look on the screen, is relevant to note at this point of time, though it may be supply of goods. Nowadays, coronavirus, COVID-19, corona is disturbed like anything, normal life of human being globally. My dear sir, seller of these equipments like PPE kits, personal protective equipments, blouses, mask, specs, helmet, as a protection from the coronavirus, supply of these goods, supply of sanitizer obviously will attract the GST presently. There is no exemption granted for the supply of goods. One should understand and highlight testing of corona test. This type of testing in a diagnostic center, such supply of services absolutely exempted under the head healthcare services. Under the head healthcare services. Healthcare services includes diagnostic centers, scanning centers, collecting the human being samples, testing whether there is any virus or disease or what type of disease, testing, identifying the diseases from the human being samples. Such activities carried out by diagnostic centers obviously free from GST. Even ICMR in India granted to private diagnostic centers, they are authorized person to test for coronavirus if they are testing and charging charges free from GST. That one should understand. Supply of services comes under healthcare services if it is carried out by diagnostic center. If diagnostic center selling these equipments, for example, my dear sir, selling of these equipments, supply of goods, presently no exemption. Got the clarity, my dear sir? Further, so we are here identifying what are the supply of service under healthcare, recognized system of medicine. We understood remaining all type of supply of services attract GST. Now here, furthermore, I am presenting in case of a person undergoing, let us say, for beautification of the face, plastic surgery. For example, look on the screen here. Look on the screen here. See here. Look on the screen, please. Now tell me, my dear, which part of her face undergone plastic surgery treatment? Look carefully. Which part of her face undergone for plastic surgery? If you refer carefully, my dear, her nose before plastic surgery. See here, so fat. Here, so cute. Nose. What is there only I am telling, not anything extra, my dear. So, such a plastic surgery services will attract the GST or not? Plastic surgery services for beautification of the face absolutely attract the GST. Is it clear, sir? However, a person by fighting with the fire saved some children's life, resulting that some skin got damaged. Therefore, he undergoing for plastic surgery, which is warranted. Plastic surgery warranted. Then that is come under healthcare services exempted. Plastic surgery for beautification of the face, caring of my face, like that. In such cases, such plastic surgery services will attract the GST. Furthermore, for example, hair transplantation. You know, hair transplant services. I want to undergo treatment of having more hair here. Therefore, throughout the month, I went to a particular surgeon where I paid 1 lakh rupee. Per month, 1 lakh rupee. Each month, one hair came. Over a period of time, so many hairs. So beautiful. Such a hair plantation services absolutely attract the GST, though it may be provided by a authorized medical practitioner holding certificate of practice as a doctor, even if he provides these services in relation to beautification of the face, plastic surgery services, or hair plantation services, will attract GST. Got the clarity? If it is warranted, thereby such a plastic surgery services are provided, then in that case it falls under exemption category. Therefore, in the given case, if you refer here, this case plastic surgery is for beautification of the face, which is not warranted, but she undergone for want of taking care of her face, resulting that such a services will attract GST, taxable supply. Got the clarity, my dear sir? So furthermore here, ambulance services obviously free from GST. Clarification given by CBIC. Such ambulance services, whoever may be provided exempted, not only a hospital, not only a government hospital, not only a private hospital, not only a MNC hospital, it may be provided by Rafi Academy, a commercial training or coaching institution offering ambulance services. If you call 0000, we are rushing to the place of a needy person and evacuating from that place and admitting nearby hospital and charging the charges. Such a ambulance services carried out by Rafi Academy, being a commercial training institution. So what? Exempted from payment of GST. Ambulance services, whoever may be provided, free from GST. Further, but one thing is very clear. Ambulances, Rafi Academy given on rental basis to Apollo Hospital, rental charges of ambulance will attract the GST, which is not carrying out of ambulance services. Got the clarity? Furthermore, one clarification. If Rafi Academy given such ambulance services, provide these services to government hospital, then it is a pure labor services in relation to Article 243G or Article 243W of the Constitution of India, therefore qualify from exemption set by CBIC. Repeating again, if Rafi Academy providing ambulance services to government hospital, in that case, supply of services to government, governmental authority, to government entity or to local authority in relation to pure labor services which are covered under Article 243G or Article 243W. It falls in Article 243G, my dear sir, healthcare services. Therefore, qualify from exemption. Same services provided by Rafi Academy, such ambulance services to Apollo Hospital, and collecting the monthly rental charges will attach the GST, because we are not carrying the ambulance services, we are providing on rental basis. If governmental hospital outsourced such ambulance services to Rafi Academy provide these services to government hospital, which will qualify under exemption under the head services provided, pure labor services to government, governmental authority, government entity or local authority, falls under Article 243G or Article 243W, there it is qualified exemption set by CBIC. Rafi Academy provide ambulance services on rental basis to governmental hospital, is in that case it falls under healthcare services. Rafi Academy carrying ambulance services on behalf of government hospital and collecting the rental charges. That rental charges free from GST. Same Rafi Academy carrying out the ambulance services by giving that ambulance services as a rental basis to private hospital like Apollo Hospital. In that case, such rental charges attract the GST. If Rafi Academy themselves carrying the ambulance services, then obviously free from GST. Got the clarity, my dear sir? Further, referring to here, biomedical waste treatment facility exempted from GST. Biomedical waste treatment. You are aware of that. Hospitals undoubtedly curing or healing diseases. If the hospital waste not going to be disposed of properly, instead of hospital curing the diseases going to cause diseases. Because in the hospital, every day so much of waste, harmful waste, cotton with the blood, used syringes, or expired medicine, that and this, every day hospital producing the waste, that should be properly disposed of in such a manner that there should not be any pollution. That means there is Biomedical Waste Management Establishment Act is there. Under that, if I undergone the training under the biomedical waste management treatment, I qualified how to dispose the wastage of hospital. Then I am disposing the waste of hospital. Some of the waste may be buried, some of the waste may be burned, some of the waste may be mixed in the sea. Thereby there won't be any pollution, there won't be any further causing diseases because of this disposal. Such a type of management course undergone by Mr. Rafi, and Mr. Rafi undertaken to provide such management services, disposal of waste of the hospitals. My services absolutely free from GST, including transportation of such waste. Further, biomedical waste management, which includes giving the training to nursing staff. But one thing very clear, such a biomedical waste treatment services I should provide to hospital only exempted. If I provide such a services to a particular pharmaceutical company, that is not a clinical establishment, therefore attract the GST. At the same time, if I undertaken to provide laundering services or cleaning services of a hospital which is not qualified under biomedical waste management treatment, the wastage of the hospital should be disposed of. While doing so, incidental services, giving the training to nursing staff, or loading, unloading, packing, transporting of such a waste, all services will come under this category, will qualify from exemption. Got the clarity, my dear sir? Furthermore, exemptions, my dear friends. Now I am bringing notice the circular of the CBIC here. Sir, as a medical practitioner, if I am a authorized medical practitioner, assume a scenario, my dear. Dr. Rafi, MBBS, authorized medical practitioner, open a clinic. If I provide the services, absolutely free from GST, because comes under healthcare services. I should not provide plastic surgery services for beautification of the face and all, that you are aware of, that will attract GST. Such a authorized medical practitioner, while providing his services to the patient, patients are broadly two types, as you are aware of that. Inpatients, outpatients. Means what? Inpatient means a patient who comes for hospital for treatment, necessity arises to admit in the hospital. We call them inpatient. Outpatient means just only consultation and doctor give the prescription. With that, he feel happy and go away. Now, inpatient, outpatient services of a authorized medical practitioner or a hospital, may be a private or public as the case may be. Such a hospital, such a nursing home, such an authorized medical practitioner exempted from payment of GST. Is clear? Now, such a hospital selling the medicine, sale of goods will attract the GST. There is no specific, unless there is no specific exemption. Got the clarity? Now, for an inpatient hospital in which doctor prescribing the medicine, such a manner that Mr. Patient, after 4 days from now, we are going to conduct surgery for you. You have to take strictly the following food, following medicines. Like that, prescription given by the authorized medical practitioner, as form part of his healthcare services. It is called as composite supply, where hospital provide restaurant services, hospital provide sale of goods, medicine services, hospital provide at the end of the particular duration surgery taken place, namely healthcare services. All the three we called as composite supply. Its principal supply what? Healthcare services. Entire supply qualify from exemption, including patient room charges, patient bed charges, also we form part of composite supply. Thereby for inpatient, all put together treat as healthcare services, resulting that exemption granted, said by CBIC. Now the question arises here, sir, along with the inpatient, 2 or 3 attendants also came, therefore the hospital provided to the attenders of the patient separate rooms. Per day per room, 1,500 charging. Taxable or exempted? Absolutely taxable, because more than 1,000 rupees per day per room is taxable even it provides these services by Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam Tirumala to pilgrims by allotting the cottages. Yes, more than rupees 1,000 per day per room, short-term accommodation services absolutely attract the GST. Therefore, a hospital may be a government hospital if provide these services to attenders of patient, where the room rent charges per day per room for the attenders more than 1,000 rupees per day will attract GST. Further, on the screen if you refer here, I would like to bring to a notice a comprehensive study. Sir, in the given case, look on the screen, here hospital, where patient has been admitted as inpatient and the doctor given treatment to the patient who is a visiting doctor in such hospital. Visiting doctors coming to the hospital where patient already admitted, treatment is given to such patient, and the visiting doctor who is authorized medical practitioner is collecting the fees from hospital. Now here what happened? Patient who admitted in the hospital paid the fees to hospital. In turn, hospital paid the fees to visiting doctor. Now here, who provides this to whom means hospital provide these services to patient. Absolutely free from GST. Here look here, 2,25,500 charged by the hospital for providing healthcare services to the patient. Absolutely free from GST. Out of 2,25,500, hospital paid to doctor rupees 2 lakhs. Now, doctor provide these services to whom? Not to the patient, to hospital. Taxable or exempted? CBIC clarified by saying that authorized medical practitioner services, even though they are provided through hospital to the patient, also qualify from exemption in the hands of authorized medical practitioner. Therefore, this 2 lakh rupees exempted from the payment of GST in the hands of authorized medical practitioner. Is it clear, my dear sir? Now the point comes here, 2,25,500 collected by hospital from the patients, where they given to doctor only 2 lakhs. Retained how much? 25,500. Such a retained amount by the hospital is taxable or not? Clarification given by CBIC saying that such a retained amount of 25,500 by hospital also be healthcare services, because it is going to be meet the room rental charges, cleaning charges, hospital maintenance charges, security services, that and this, resulting that the entire supply is exempted from the payment of the GST. 2,25,500 collected by hospital is exempted in the hands of hospital. 2 lakh rupees collected by Authorized medical practitioner, being a doctor from hospital, also be qualified from exemption. Entire supply is exempted in the given case set by GST Council, and moreover, whatever the amount retained by the hospital also be called as healthcare services, qualify from exemption. In the given example, 25,500 retained by the hospital also be exempted. Got the clarity, my dear sir? Further, my dear sir. Furthermore, exemption on the screen, my dear sir. Services by a veterinary clinic in relation to health care of animals or birds exempted from payment of GST. Animals includes wildlife animals also. Our government of India taken care not only the health care of human beings but also our animals and birds. Veterinary cleaning services to animals, birds, absolutely free from GST. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Further exemptions under the healthcare, rehabilitation professionals. My dear sir, this particular exemption I already referred under the charitable sector taxation. Yes. Again I am repeating here because here not only section 12A of the income tax entity being a charitable institution provide the rehabilitation professional services exempted, but also government provide the service exempted. Therefore I am referring here is as follows. Service provided by rehabilitation professionals recognized under the Rehabilitation Council of India Act 1992 by way of rehabilitation, therapy or counseling and such other activity as covered by the said act at medical establishments, education institutions, rehabilitation centers established by the central government, state government or a union territory or an entity registered under section 12A of the Income Tax Act qualify from exemption. How? What type of supplies? Rehabilitation professional services are as follows. Physical or occupational therapy or otherwise physical therapy and rehabilitation profession services exempted. Or in the given case, the adult stroke rehabilitation, one eminent person got heart attack, then the hospital saved his life. Now further should prevent the stroke in future, therefore some rehabilitation professional services are providing to such a eminent person, and fees charged by rehabilitation professional center qualify from exemption. With this explanation to healthcare sector exemptions concluded. A quick recapitulation, my dear friends, is as follows one by one, referring for your kind consideration, my dear. Sir, cord blood bank services free from GST, followed by services such as bathroom, lavatories, washroom, like public convenience services free from GST, followed by recognized system of medicine like allopathy, yoga, naturopathy, Ayurveda, homeopathy, Siddha, Unani or any other medicine tomorrow recognized by Government of India and incorporated under the Medical Establishment Act qualify from recognized system of medicine. Under that recognized system of medicine, if you provide these services, being authorized medical practitioner, being in hospital, being a nursing home, being a multi-specialty hospital or a government hospital, exempted. Apart from that, all type of diagnostic centers also qualify from exemption. Further, what is taxable here means plastic surgery services, hair transplant services for beautification of the face, personality development purpose attract the GST. However, if these services are warranted plastic surgery is warranted. In that case, exemption granted. Ambulance services, whoever may be provided exempted. Even though a nursing home or a particular Rafi Academy, being a commercial training institution, provide ambulance services, qualify from exemption. Further, biomedical waste management services offered by person who is got certification from the Biomedical Waste Management Act, resulting that providing services for disposal of hospital waste, clinical establishment waste, disposing of such services, which includes incidental like training to nursing staff, loading, unloading, packing, transporting of hospital waste, also qualify from exemption. Further, the services offered by hospital to the patient exempted, where supply of medicine also be exempted for inpatient. If is a composite supply, principal supply is healthcare services. At the same time, here, if visiting doctor, visiting the hospitals, giving the treatment to the patient in the hospital, collecting the fees from the hospital, also be exempted from the payment of GST. Any amount returned by the hospital also be exempted from payment of GST. Apart from that, we too understand by referring veterinary clinic services for animals or birds also qualify from exemption. Got the clarity, my dear friends?